Is it too early to start my tomatoes and peppers indoors, or should I hold off a few more weeks?
One day put the fan on this side, the next day put the fan on this side. Because you want those seeds going both ways.
What about bamboo stakes?
And Vancouver's normally a solid, minimum month ahead of us, if not more. This open up my office in the morning, it just smells like fresh tomato plant and
Oh, that's the good stuff though, hey.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our Garden Nook.
So do you remember when we were talking about the Olympics?
Yeah.
So I have been watching the Olympics, trying to find the winners' bouquets that we were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Because I was really excited to see snowdrops, which, by the way, I have been seeing a lot of snowdrops downstairs.
I've been seeing a lot of snowdrops show up on my algorithm now, thanks to that episode.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it was supposed to be like cyclamen and snowdrops, and they were supposed to be in the victory bouquets that were given to the athletes when they win medals. Yep. I have yet to see it. All I see is these plushed animals, which is great, because there's a little snowdrop as like a plushed animal. But I was like looking forward to seeing the flowers.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole thing.
Yes. So we got fake news.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe we didn't. I don't know. Maybe they got them in their rooms. Maybe we just don't get to see them.
But I thought you said they got them on the podium with their medals.
Normally they do. Like I in Vancouver it happened, in Tokyo it happened, or Beijing, sorry.
Way to go, Italy. I'm looking at
there
you.
There must be a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not watching the correct ceremonies. To be fair,
do they give to certain ceremonies you get flowers and others you don't?
They said not all athletes, but like so I don't know. Maybe it just hasn't happened yet. And
maybe you get it for bobsled, but you don't get it for hockey.
Yeah, but I figured like figure skating it would be for sure. And
figure skating,
right? Yeah. But then I saw them go up there and they just got like the little stuffed animals.
And the only reason I said hockey is you got to come up with 22 bouquet. Oh, well, there's gold, silver, and bronze. You got to come up with like 66.
I know, right? And does the coaches get them? Yeah. Does the water boy get it? Like, I don't know.
I can see, I was thinking more like small teams, like the 2-man bobsled or whatever, or luge. But figure skating,
Right? That seemed like the most logical. So I don't know. If you have been watching the Olympics and you have seen the elusive bouquets, please let us know. What am I missing? What should I watch? There's a bunch of replays on CBC I can go and look up. So let me know because I have been dying to see it.
Yep.
Today is Wednesday, and that means it is your day. Not your day, Colin. Your day, listener. That means you get to ask us whatever you want. And we got a great question in from Sarah, who's from Seattle. And she said, I've already bought way too many seeds for the spring. I take a moment because that is all of us.
Yeah.
Is it too early to start my tomatoes and peppers indoors, or should I hold off a few more weeks? That's a toughie, hey, with anything. You're like, ooh, when do I do it?
There's no answer. Like that, it's one of those where, the answer is start them 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost, Sarah. But exactly, we don't have time machines.
Yes.
Way to go, West Coast Seeds. Maybe supply time machines.
I was like, what did they do? And I'm like, all right, time machines.
Yeah, but my short answer is, and in all fairness, I've visited a lot and I had friends who lived there, but I've never actually gardened on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
So I've never done any gardening there. Yeah. If Sarah was in Calgary, I would say, yikes, you can, but expect them to be big.
But yeah.
Like you're going to need room, you're going to need pots, blah, blah, blah. Seattle, BC, Vancouver, I shouldn't say BC because that's a big area, but Seattle and Vancouver, they're relatively close.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same climatic zone. And Vancouver is normally a solid, minimum month ahead of us, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
This is about a month, maybe only a couple of weeks before I would tell people to be starting their tomatoes in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're going to be fine.
Okay.
I would go for it.
Yeah. So what if you were on the East Coast?
East Coast, I would stick with the Calgary thing. East Coast, we're looking at you, BC, Seattle this time. You get my look of scorn too, Seattle. It's jealousy, but I don't know. It's been a long time since I gardened out there, but the rule out there was the same: May long.
May long. So you work back from May long, essentially.
And that's your safety.
Yeah.
Right. So that was, the industry I chose. Like, I don't think I've ever had a May long weekend off. Right. Because landscaping, it was, everything. Because that was the first time we did a couple of jobs, but that was the first time that it was like floodgates open for annuals.
Yeah.
And it was just go, go, go.
Yeah.
Some of the longest days, and it was nonstop. A lot of fun, but very tiring days. But everything was based off of that. BC, the kind of interior, the vineyards, and Lower Mainland, they've kind of got their own thing going on.
Oh, okay. So it kind of differs depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Really tough. But yeah, looking back from when the first frost is, and I like what you said about, how big do you want them to be when you get them in the ground? Because that is definitely a consideration I think not a lot of people think about. I feel like I'd be wanting to start them like maybe a month ahead of schedule, because I don't have the space for big plants. Like I don't have the space for 1 gallon pots everywhere. I probably do, but Brad wouldn't like it.
But we talked about this before. It's not just the space.
Yes.
Right? You can have this. Brad's like, yeah, no problem. There's some space. You're like, great. There's no natural light. It's cold.
Yes.
So it's not just the space. It's everything that you need in that space.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's also talk about sort of the materials, the equipment that you're going to need, just to kind of give a bit of a recap. Because tomatoes and peppers, I'm glad she brought this up. It's like they love heat mats. They love the heat.
Yep.
So having a heat mat is really important, or
Game
really
changer.
essential. Yeah. Grow lights.
See, I would say you can get away. Obviously, you can get away with everything and nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But my understanding, again, of Pacific Northwest, especially in the spring, it's very gray.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, like, you don't get a lot of days of sun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you can be like, well, I'm going to put them in my sunny front window.
Right.
So I would go with a light.
Yeah. Whereas, Southern Alberta, we get, what was it? Calgary gets like an average of
300 and something. Where the sunniest place in not specifically Calgary, but our area, southern Alberta, is the sunniest place in all of Canada.
Exactly. So I mean, grow lights might help, especially if you have a more darker area that you want to keep all your plants. But having them in the window might be okay. And on the East Coast, you might want to consider having, something like a light supplement in your home. Yeah.
The thing is, with the East Coast, I definitely grew seeds. Montreal it doesn't get the same amount of sunlight as Calgary, but it's only cloudy when there's a snowstorm.
Nice.
Now that can be 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, the weather conditions move in, but then it gets sunny again, as opposed to the Pacific Northwest where it's just fog.
Yeah.
Because that's more reminiscent of Northern England.
Right.
So it's kind of that's where my brain goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you can think about that would be important for seed starting, especially with tomatoes and peppers?
Fan.
Ooh, a fan. Never thought of that.
Always. The fan is probably the most overlooked one. It strengthens your plant, helps you fight dampening off because it dries your soil out nicely. Only thing is, if you've got the room, if this is your seed tray, you never want to move your seed tray because you don't want to disturb those roots. One day put the fan on this side, the next day put the fan on this side because you want those seeds going both ways. Make sure you've got the right soil, your water.
What about bamboo stakes? If you're doing the wind, does that kind of count? Is that counterintuitive?
So if you start it early enough, the plant should be fine.
Okay.
The plant should be fine because when it's so small, the leaves are just moving.
Yeah.
That stem is moving. So that's what strengthens it up. That being said, started my seeds early for global. And then we had late spring. I had plants in my office, my tomato plants that had tomato cages on them.
Oh my gosh. You were like, please.
Now, that being said, I took it home and I was harvesting fresh tomatoes in June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jenny was like all about that. She was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I was like, yeah, I'm never doing it again. That was
Lesson
too
learned.
much. Like, open up my office in the morning. It just smells like fresh tomato plant. And
Oh, that's the good stuff though. Hey,
it is, but it can be a little overwhelming, but it was worth it. We did it. But that's where it starts becoming the hassle.
Right.
Because then you got to water them. And then if I'm taking any time off, like a long weekend even, I need to ask one of my colleagues, can you go to my office? Can you water these? So it becomes this big thing. So yeah, getting the timing right, I'd say, is key. How much room do you got? Are you prepared to go to a 1 gallon, 2 gallon pot? Do you want to stay to a 4-inch? The bigger the plant gets indoors, the harder it can be to climatize outside.
Oh.
Because the bigger it gets indoors, the more it's used to that growing condition where it's now the flip side of that is when it's little, any damage is devastating.
Okay.
A bigger plant can withstand more stress. If I had to break my leg, I'd rather break my leg when I was 7 than when I was 50.
Yeah, fair.
Because you heal like that. Mm-hmm. Your bones just knit together, they stitch together. So younger things do have a tendency to adapt quicker. The cells are growing faster, so it is adapting quicker. So it's all a two-edged sword. Mm-hmm. It's all about, what do you have the room for and what are you capable of doing?
Oh, I love all of that. That's a great, and thank you so much, Sarah, for the question today.
And from Seattle too.
Yeah.
I think that's our first one.
Yeah. They won the Super Bowl.
I was just about to say they also won the Super Bowl. Oh, wow.
Hey, talking about the Lunar New Year.
Sarah in Seattle with her seeds in the Super Bowl.
And
a lot
the
of
Seahawks.
S's. And the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm going to end it there because I will absolutely butcher that. Yay!
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!